you also have to be able to identify who the real enemies are in your life. It might be a person, it might be your competition, it might be market conditions, it might be the business climate. You know, the interesting thing about Afghanistan, I was told that, there are interesting similarities between Afghanistan and Vietnam, like the Vietnam War. And one of the most common things I was told by Vietnam vets was that you don't always know who the enemy is. In Afghanistan, we didn't always know who the enemy was until they pulled out an AK-47 and started firing at us, or an RPG, a rocket-propelled grenade, and started trying to fire it at a convoy or stage an ambush on us. We never knew who they were until it was more than obvious. Well, you have to know who the enemies are in your life, and they're not always obvious. In Afghanistan, a suicide bomber can be a woman dressed in a burqa, which is a long, if you know what burqa is, it covers everything. You can't see anything on them. It's just a big, long robe that they wear. Well, a lot of times she's wearing a suicide vest underneath that, a bomb strapped to her chest. And there's no way to know until the thing goes off. It's a hidden enemy. When you don't know who the enemies are in your life or in your business, it can self-destruct unnecessarily. And it's usually, again, it's not that hard to identify, which is why it's good to have mentors in your life, because other people can look into your life and they can see things that you can't. Because you might be a very intelligent person, but you're a human being, which means you have blind spots. I have obvious blind spots. I've broken more things in life than I've fixed. You can ask my wife. She'll attest to that, and she'll laugh about it. I try all the time to do the right thing and do things right, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Hey, how many of you have been to Blockbuster Video lately? I haven't. I know they were huge about 10 years ago. Then this thing called Netflix and Redbox started coming around. There was a changing business climate that apparently somebody didn't take notice of. And by the time they realized it, it was pretty much too late. Started seeing all these red boxes. You know what I saw about 3 years ago? Now and then I would see these blue boxes. Go, wow, that's a blue box. That's like Redbox, but it's a blue one. Blockbuster, right? They're going, man, this Redbox thing is really, really working. We better get on it. Well, I don't see many blue boxes anymore. It's too late. So don't be the blue box. Now, you got to be aware of what's going on around you. When we were on missions in Afghanistan, we constantly knew what was around us. We were picking up radio chatter from our enemies because we could intercept the radio chatter. They couldn't get ours, but we could get theirs. We were constantly aware of our surroundings. And the only time things ever really, really went wrong, whether it was with my unit or another unit, was when we didn't know entirely what was going on. If you don't know as much as you possibly can about what's going on around you, you're probably not going to last very long.